Hello, my dears. This is Resilient Lives coming to you on this Tuesday, beaming you some hope. Hopefully, you already have hope. It just seems like it's a really, really busy time. There are so many things that are going on in the world that we have to acknowledge it. Perhaps they're not as noticeable to some, but I just want to beam out a little nugget of peace and hope and love to you on this day. And so I'm taking a deep breath. We are in the countdown stage for elections. And so this time next Tuesday, we'll all be anxiously awaiting the results of the election. And along with that, we are looking at the pandemic numbers rising, and we're dealing with that. There's fires going on. Some family members are dealing with those. And those are just a couple. So I'm sure that you could probably name several things that's going on in your life, in addition to the couple that I mentioned. If I were to mention all of the things that are going on, you would say, well, what is this about? But this is about sending you a little energy, sending you a little nugget of hope. I think yesterday I might have said you try on hope every day, and every day it fits a little bit better. So we're still continuing to keep hopeful. I find that it is a mindset. It is work. Because sometimes things can happen in your life that sabotage that hope that you're feeling. And how to create that expectancy is one of those tools that I try to use. How to expect something wonderful to happen every day. And how to look for it in the small things. How to create a space for that wonderful thing that we're hoping that will happen. And so this evening, I just want to check on you and see where you are with all of the hecticness that's going on in the world. I certainly do hope that you are keeping well. That's a different hope. That's a hope for your health, for your well-being. But I would just want to encourage you that when things get tough, we don't have to be perfect, but sometimes we might feel burdened. Then that's the time when we would want to lean on a friend. We don't have to do all this all by ourselves, which is why we're staying in touch now and handling this virtually. I certainly would like to be out in a warm climate. It snowed again this morning. it's cute. um, but the main thing for a goal is to seek to create that space within ourselves so that we will have hope and peace and some state of calmness, a sacred place, I would say, a place that we can go to within when things get a little crazy. Sometimes it's an external place that we go because I certainly enjoy the Arboretum, but sometimes here in the Chicago area, we get snowed in. So you do have to have a backup. You have to have an internal space that you can count on. Now, I know some of you meditate. We know that solitude boosts creativity and helps us to get to that place, that wonderful place within. So do what you need to do, because things are continuing to be a little crazy. People are continuing to protest and get killed, and but it's important for us to have hope. And so I'm just sending you this little nugget, wanting you to know that we lean on each other. We've talked about together is healing. And just think, when we start creating memories with each other, or having memories of events that we have experienced, and those are the kind of things that will bring a smile to our face. That's one of those things I think we talked about, by having that memory toolbox, something that would help you to smile before you go into a big meeting. It could be a digital toolbox that you would look at the pictures, or you think on those things that are lovely. But we're getting ready to go into some crazy times, maybe. And so how to prepare ourselves for the crazy times basically is a thought that we should explore. Because if things are going to get difficult, we want to have that place. So just remember, we want to have hope. We want to have a way of entering into hope. We want to have that expectation. I'm a sports nut, and I don't know what some of the football players are thinking, but on the good teams, there's that expectation that you're going to be able to pull out the win in the last few minutes. It works for some of the biggie stars, but that only happens because they've been practicing what to do. They've been preparing. And so what I'm suggesting is to prepare and think of those things that you can do when things get crazy. And they will get crazy in your lifetime. There is no way you can avoid craziness or adversity or challenges, because those are the things that grow us. Growing is not fun, but growing is what we do. And so tonight, I just want to send you some love, let you know that you're loved, you're thought of, and we're thriving, and it's going to work. Hopefully you voted, hopefully you're in a calm place, and hopefully you're having some joys. It seems a little weird sometimes to some people how to have joy in the middle of craziness, but they can coexist. So I trust that you will have a good evening, and that you will have that place, that space that you're created, that sacred space that you can enter into when things get crazy. Have a good night. Beaming love to you. And until tomorrow, good night.